Oh, good morning. Now today is a pretty special day. Let me show you why. Now the reason it's a great day is because, well, there's a number of reasons actually. Number one, sun is shining. I mean, look at this, beautiful. Because it's been raining for a few days and it's warmer and there's no wind, which I absolutely love, because in Cape Town in South Africa where I grew up, we had wind like you wouldn't believe, and it is so beautiful to have these peaceful mornings. I love the sound of the country. But there's another reason that this is a special day. I'm really trying to find evidence to show you why this day is special. This is crazy. I'm definitely not going to find evidence out here. Oh, let's hope I don't fall in the water. I went through the village of Karensa looking for evidence and there was nothing. Sleepy, sleepy town. So obviously the next best bet is to go to Loulé. So I headed down to Loulé. Yet again, not much is going on. But wait, where are all those people heading off to? Yes, today is a very important day, and in Portuguese history I think it's very important for us as people who are interested in Portugal, maybe relocating to Portugal or even just coming here on holiday, to understand a bit about how important this day is. It's probably one of the most important days in Portuguese history in the 20th century. It's the 25 de Abril, which is the 25th of April. Now, let me just explain a little bit of backstory about this. Now, the Carnation Revolution is celebrated every single day on the 25th of April, as it happened 48 years ago. That's when it started. Well, that's when it happened. So the backstory is back in 1926, so let's just put a timeline here. Ding, 1926. A coup d'etat installed an authoritarian regime, which was renamed Estado Novo, or the New State, in 1933. And Antonio Salazar reigned as the dictator until 1968. Now, Marcelo Caetano came in to replace him as Prime Minister until 1974, when the AFM, or the Armed Forces Movement, staged what became known as the Carnation Revolution. Essentially, it was a bloodless transfer of power where the whole nation came out to celebrate with the soldiers in a beautiful way, and they actually handed them carnations, the flowers, or cravos as they're called in Portuguese. They handed them to put in their rifles and to put in their buttonholes, because it was actually the revolution was, a lot of it was situated around and about near the Lisbon flower market. So these flowers were in season and they just grabbed them and handed them all to this thing. And it became a symbol of the revolution, the carnation. So still to this day, as you saw in this video earlier, everybody's holding a carnation. It signaled a new era of freedom for Portugal, and sadly, along with it came uncertain economic futures, until Portugal became a member of the European Union, and then things changed a bit, and now we're experiencing this incredible Portuguese renaissance at the moment over the last 20 years. In order to understand what a really big deal this date was, look at the two massive bridges in Lisbon. One is called the 25 de Abril, the 25th of April, named after the Carnation Revolution, which actually, because that bridge was actually completed in 1966, and it was called Salazar Bridge after the dictator. and it was renamed hastily after the 1974 revolution as Vincent de Bril. And the other bridge, which is Vasco da Gama. Now, Vasco da Gama was one of the most celebrated explorers back in the Age of Discoveries, and he almost heralded the start of the Age of Discoveries by rounding the Cape of Good Hope way back in the late 1400s and starting the Age of Discoveries proper, where they got all the spices in from the east, and it was just massive wealth flowed into Portugal after that. So two of the greatest occasions in Portuguese history are named in those bridges, and that's why it's such a big deal. But as foreigners, it's our duty to understand a little of how important these historic milestones are. I mean, it certainly makes it more interesting living here, and it makes one more respectful of Portugal's impressive history. After all, it was the world's wealthiest nation in the 1500s. Well, guys, that was short and sweet, and as I hinted at last week, I'm going to try some new things over the coming months. And it's going to take some time, so I don't expect immediate responses, but I'm going to start making some more videos about further north in Portugal. I've got a couple of trips lined up, going up to Braga, going up to Lisbon, and do some places in between. So we'll see exactly what happens there. Nothing is cast in stone yet. And also, I'm gonna hold on to this one for now, but it's another series of videos that I'm planning, and I'm really excited about the way that is shaping out. So it could be, I just want to tease you a little bit. But stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe so you can get all the notifications. Right? But yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching this and all the other videos if you've watched others. So there's a ton of them out there. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next week.
ALGARVE Addicts.